Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I have some potentially terrible news. Apparently, the UFC is considering a matchup between BJ Penn and Ryan Hall. And it's not so much the matchup that is bad, it's just the fact that BJ Penn is even still fighting, let alone competing in the UFC against anyone at this point. BJ Penn's best days are long behind him. He went up to welterweight and didn't have too much success. I'm not talking about his first stint where he went up and knocked Matt Hughes out and became the welterweight champion, or fought GSP to a very close fight, well, split decision. I'm talking about his second stint after he had already lost to Edgar twice. And then he went up and knocked Matt Hughes out to win the trilogy between the two certified legends and MMA icons. Then he went on to get a gifted draw in a close fight, or a close enough fight with welterweight standout John Fitch. Then from then on, it went downhill. He lost to Nick Diaz in not even a close fight, in a fight that saw him get battered. Though he won the first round clearly of the fight, but after that point he got dominated in one of the worst beatings of his career at the time. Then he retired for a long time, well, not even a long time, but some time. Then he came back to get absolutely dominated by Roy McDonald, another fight at welterweight. But these losses will be nothing compared to his losses at 145. Against John Fitch, it was declared a draw, so he at least put a good effort up against a top contender. Even got some takedowns against the poster boy for lay and pray, especially at that time. John Fitch was like, you think of lay and pray with John Fitch. Even you think of lay and pray now, you still think of John Fitch. So in the fight against Nick Diaz, he won the first round, and he won it clear enough. It wasn't like it was like a close round. It was clear enough that BJ Penn was the one doing all the work in the first round and controlling the grappling and all that stuff. Then he got dominated the rest of the fight, and like I said, one of the worst beatings of his career at the time. And this was against someone who would go on to challenge for the title and fight in nothing but major fights from that point, and fighting Anderson Silva, fighting Carlos Condon, fighting GSP. So it was like nothing but big fights from that point on. The Rory McDonald loss was a complete one-sided beatdown, but at the time, Rory McDonald was supposed to be the next GSP or even better. So as bad as it looked, there was some redeeming aspects about that fight and the other fights as well. But now let's go on to the 45, his career at 145. Now 145 was just all bad. He chased the fight with Edgar, cut down and drained himself, changed up his style and looked like a shell of his former self. He got stopped by Edgar in embarrassing fashion, then got beat even worse, even quicker, and even more embarrassingly by Yair Rodriguez, getting stopped in the first round. These losses were so bad because Penn was once known for his durability, never truly been stopped outside of that one TKO loss due to more so being a bad position against Matt Hughes in their second fight. Then to get so easily finished at 45 was just a bad look. Then in his last fight, the most recent fight, also taking place at 145, he lost to a longtime gatekeeper in Dennis Siver. And he put up a decent performance in that fight. Not even a decent performance. He had decent spots in the fight. Overall, I'd say it was a bad performance, especially considering who he is and who he was. He still has some decent spots, like I said, but if it's any fighter that he should be able to beat, it should be Dennis Siver, somebody around similar age as him. It's not no young fighter, a one-dimensional fighter like Dennis Siver is about as one-dimensional as it come. He got some power in his hands, and he got a spinning back kick. He's strong. He could do some decent takedowns, but really nothing else about him. So somebody he should have definitely beat. He had a height advantage, should have had a speed advantage, should have had a technical advantage, should have had just about every other advantage, except maybe Dennis Siver has a better spinning back kick. That's about it. So he looked decent early, even dropped Siver at one point, but the old killer instinct wasn't there, and he wasn't able to capitalize. And towards the end of the fight, it looked like Siver was close to finishing him, actually. So I say all this to say that BJ Penn should have retired a long time ago after the last welterweight stint he had. And now against Ryan Hall or anyone, he shouldn't be out there, because if you aren't out there to be the best and are just trying to get that one last win, then you put yourself at a severe disadvantage. And the UFC should just kind of just retire him like they did Chuck Liddell, retire him for his own safety, so he doesn't suffer any more losses, doesn't take any more damage. Just retire him. He could be a coach. He could be maybe compete in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu again, maybe a senior. Well, he probably still wouldn't compete in the senior division of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but give him 10 more years, maybe he could do something like that. But right now, I think going back to BJJ could refresh him a little bit and maybe give him another stint. But right now, I just think his mentality is not there. It's just gone. So that concludes this video. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and come back for more videos. Peace.